Lions news fan report asterisk. What if I told you that a single trade could change not only the fate of a franchise, but also transform the entire dynamic of an NFL division? Sounds like an exaggeration, right? But that's exactly what happened with the Detroit Lions. In 2021, with a new head coach and general manager in place, the team made a move that, at first glance, might have seemed like a risky bet. But what seemed like a simple move in the NFL chessboard turned out to be the most significant turning point in the franchise's recent history. On March 18, 2021, the Detroit Lions made the bold decision to finally part ways with a 12-year history and a relationship full of ups and downs. Quarterback Matthew Stafford, one of the team's most iconic figures, was traded to the Los Angeles Rams. In return, Jared Goff arrived, along with some valuable draft picks. What appeared to be a simple roster adjustment quickly revealed itself to be a visionary move that would define the future of the Lions. But what motivated this decision? To understand the magnitude of this move, we need to look at the context. The Los Angeles Rams were at a crossroads. They had brought Stafford in to be the key piece in their attempt to win the elusive Super Bowl, but after some ups and downs, especially with a Super Bowl loss in 2019, it became clear that the team needed something more. Their window of opportunity was closing, and the criticism of Stafford within the organization began to grow. The Rams, who were so close to winning the title, wanted a quarterback who could take them straight to the top, and quickly, and the confidence in Stafford within the organization began to fade. Meanwhile, the Lions found themselves at the perfect moment to make a change. With a new regime in place, led by Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, the team was in desperate need of a rebuild. Stafford had already expressed his desire to be traded to a team with real Super Bowl hopes. At the same time, the Lions were ready to start fresh. And that's where Goff came in, a quarterback with potential, but one who also needed a career revival. Goff, who had already led the Rams to the Super Bowl, was now in a tough spot. Many questioned his ability to be the leader of a championship team, especially after inconsistent performances in the following years. However, Detroit's move was not just about Goff, but about the future. What truly made this trade so important was the draft picks Detroit received in return. It wasn't just a quarterback swap, it was a move to rebuild the team over the long term. The Lions now had the chance to form a new foundation with fresh talent, while the Rams were betting everything on the hope that Stafford would be the piece that would finally push them over the edge to win the Super Bowl. With the draft picks acquired, the Lions began assembling a younger, more dynamic roster, betting on players who, over time, could become the pillars of the team. The first pick in the 2021 draft was safety Avid, a rookie who, while unproven, would bring a renewed energy to the defense. But the real impact wouldn't be felt until later, as the players acquired through the trade began to fit into the team's system. The first season with Goff was a challenge. While the quarterback had potential, the team was still in the rebuilding phase, and adjusting to the new system was difficult. The Lions finished the 2021 season with a disappointing 3-13-1 record, and hopes for a major turnaround were low. Goff, although showing flashes of brilliance, struggled in a team that was still trying to find its rhythm. But what mattered most wasn't the season's numbers, but the resilience and the foundation that was being built for the future. Detroit knew success wouldn't come overnight. It wasn't until 2022 that the Detroit Lions started showing signs that the Stafford trade could, in fact, be the decision that changed their history. During the draft, the Lions used one of the picks they acquired from the Rams to trade up to the 12th overall pick and select wide receiver Jameson Williams, a player with massive potential who could become the offensive weapon the team desperately needed. Additionally, the Lions acquired the 46th overall pick and used it to select defensive end Josh Paschal, a key player in strengthening their defensive line. The picks showed that Detroit was building something for the long run, and the franchise was positioning itself for success in the years ahead. Another major change came with the promotion of Ben Johnson to offensive coordinator. This decision proved to be a game-changer for Jared Goff. In his first season working under Johnson, Goff had an impressive performance, throwing for 4,438 yards, 29 touchdowns, and just 7 interceptions. Detroit, which had started the season with a mediocre record, finished 9-8, a remarkable improvement considering the state of the franchise before Campbell and Holmes took over. Meanwhile, the Rams were facing struggles. Stafford's injury, which kept him out for the 2022 season, led the team to finish with a 5-12 record, which, as a result, gave the Lions another favorable draft pick. In the 2023 draft, Detroit secured the 6th overall pick, which they used to select running back Jahmyr Gibbs, a dynamic and talented player who quickly became a crucial addition to their offense. Furthermore, the Lions used the pick to acquire other key pieces, such as tight end Sam Laporta and defensive tackle Broderick Martin, two players who would have a significant impact on the team's development. It was in 2023 that the Detroit Lions truly began to show the world that they were ready to compete at the highest level. Goff, alongside his new offensive weapons, led the Lions to their first division title in 30 years. The team didn't just win their division, but also defeated the Rams in the playoffs, a victory that was extremely symbolic and emotional, as it marked the clash between the former franchise quarterback and the team that now surpassed them. The 2023 season also brought another major achievement for the Lions. The team won 2 playoff games in the same postseason for the first time in its history. Although the Lions were defeated by the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship game, the season was a huge success and a clear sign that Detroit was finally on the right track. The Lions' turnaround in recent years has not only been a testament to their decision to trade Stafford, but also a reflection of the strategic leadership of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. The move to revamp the franchise wasn't just about acquiring talented players. It was about creating a culture of belief and resilience. As the team continued to improve, it became clear that this was a group committed to proving the doubters wrong. With each victory, they grew stronger, more unified, and more determined to compete at the highest level. The Lions were no longer the underdogs. They were a force to be reckoned with. This transformation wouldn't have been possible without the commitment to the draft and the development of young talent. The Lions' success in the draft has been crucial in filling key positions, from the wide receiver core with Jameson Williams to the defensive line with Josh Paschal and Broderick Martin. The team's ability to identify and develop talent in these key areas has set them up for sustained success. Detroit's future now looks brighter than ever, and with each passing year, they continue to climb the ranks of the NFL, becoming a legitimate contender. And the journey isn't over yet. The future of the Detroit Lions looks incredibly promising, with Goff leading the charge and a growing list of talented players around him. The franchise's transformation into a playoff contender is no fluke. It's a testament to smart leadership, strategic decision-making, and an unwavering commitment to building a team that can sustain success for years to come. The Stafford trade wasn't just a change in personnel. It was the beginning of a new era for Detroit. And the numbers don't lie. In 4 seasons with the Lions, Goff accumulated 16,887 yards, 115 touchdowns, and 39 interceptions, with a 39-25-1 record. But Detroit's success can't be credited solely to Goff. The draft picks and the roster building through players like Williams, Gibbs, and Laporta were essential in allowing the team to reach their goals. Today, looking at the current landscape, it's impossible not to see that the trade of Stafford, far from being a desperate move, was a strategic play that transformed the Detroit Lions into one of the most promising franchises in the NFL. If you enjoyed this story and want to follow more content about the world of sports, don't forget to follow our channel, Lions News Fan Report.